Hello there folks, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, a place where I discuss on different topics and aspects. And this time, well, usually about spirituality and introspection, deeper introspection. Now, this is a special video I thought about, and it's about RPG Maker and a contest that I also took part in, and it's called Let's Make a Scene Contest Heart Edition Submission Thread. Okay, now in this submission thread there have been around 20 entries, and honestly I haven't seen all of them, and one of them is mine, so there are also 19 other competitors. Okay, and what I'm interested in is let's actually see each and every one, okay, and let's actually make a short commentary on them, and well, of course, not judge them, and well, see what else could have been improved. So the first entry belongs to Xelion, or Xelion, depends on their country and whatever way it is pronounced. Okay, but in English I think it's gonna be Xelion. Okay, so this is the first entry. Let's actually see and enjoy it. Now I don't know if their sound is very high, or if my my headphones have very great sound amplifiers, because ever since I bought these headphones everything is like 10 times louder. So what we see in the beginning is a nice animated parallax, or technically the parallax is fixed, and we have these uh, animated stars, right? And we have a character walking with another one waiting. Okay, we have a ramp in here. So basically this would be the typical RPG maps, right? With some trees, okay, and yes, some cliffs and the such. And of course the beautiful imitation of being on a cliff and you are looking at the sky. Now technically when you are watching from above, this ain't gonna be seen. Okay, you don't see this when you watch from above, but it looks awesome in such video games, right? Because when you look from above, most likely you won't see the sky. This sky you see when you would be at the edge, okay, and you are first person. But again, it looks awesome because look how animated and bright these are. Now I'm not sure how this thing is made, probably parallax mapping, right? I mean, um, how those animated things are, most likely a plugin. And then you have these white spheres that are above the map. So okay, hi, did you want to see me? So the female character, I'm guessing this is a female character, because when characters are 48 pixels it's kind of hard to distinguish in between a male and a female, right? So the guy looks like kind of a warrior. They have a bandana, more like a you know kind of reminds a bit of what was it called? Naruto, something like that. Something I really need to tell you before I leave the town. Okay, but well, the town I'm guessing is in the vicinity. We have a road in here that most likely leads to it. And the girl looks like she's kind of a priestess or healer, probably. And well, we don't know. Now, the point is, these are just, love contest entries. They're not necessarily actual game footage. So we don't know whether this is actually part of a game and whether this actually has a background story. The song is actually calm, and I think I remember this plugin that allows you, I think it's uh, display text. I don't know how it's called. Message styles, I think this one is by Galv. I also wanted to use it, but it doesn't go well when the characters are not on your screen, and they're gonna, the text boxes are gonna pop up in different places. And since I also use busts and other pictures on the screen for different effects, I don't want those to interact with the text boxes, so I want to have full control over where the text boxes appear. And also I see these have um, a custom appearance. They are set as translucid, yes, but the character's pic is much bigger. And I think the plugin handles this automatically, or it's also a different setting. Now, as of what I see, these seem to be the same object because they all have the same blinking animation, and they seem to be the big size and the small size, right? As if some are further, some are closer. Now, we have this I love you since the day we met. Please go out with me. Okay, so this quote is coupled, as we can see, with Mog, I think. Mog's face, yes, it has to be Mog Hunter. Emotion face, yes, this one. I'm also abusing this one, not using it. And, okay. And these eyes don't look necessarily the best for me because it's more like the face you would use when you see a ghost or something like that. The character is really afraid. The portrait here, I also did this for a while, coupling, the face with, text box avatar as well as a bust, but it's kind of difficult because it's hard to, have, fit all of those at the same time. Now, the character here looks a bit more worried, if you ask me. Yes, the mouth is opened correctly, as if they are speaking or more likely saying something loud, but the eyes seem, more like frowned to me. And, well, it's actually interesting. The video is 2 minutes 22, speaking about not mirror hours, speaking about angel numbers and the such. Probably another exclamation mark or maybe a bigger writing, right? I mean, this is technically an exclamation. It could have been coupled so well with a screen shake, right? And probably some sound that the girl sighs, or well, if someone could have actually voice lined this, it probably would have been the best, but most likely, you would have needed voice lines for literally everything. So let's see. And we have a BGS, the sound of the wind blowing from time to time. Thank you. Um at this moment, I think they are the one who used the auto pause at punctuation. This is something that I'm doing myself. I don't like plugins to do things for me if they don't allow me to have control, like full control over them. Now, at the same time, I never used this. I didn't even know this actually existed. So, yeah, I don't know. What it does, it automatically causes a little break after punctuation marks, but I prefer using my own break times, so I wouldn't use that plugin, not because it's bad, okay, because well, it most likely serves other people, but if it have a character that gasps, like the face of the character is actually like well made. Now when you put these punctuation marks, I would definitely leave a second and a half pause, right? Because the character most likely is taken aback, right? They're taken by surprise, right? And then thank you would come after even 2 seconds of waiting time. And again, I here 1 second at least. I would go again for 1 second and a half waiting time. Right, and then another pause in here. So I don't see you like that, I'm sorry. And the spin of the character in this way is so nice. Again here, 1 second pause, it would have been so great. People are so stuck in this mindset that text has just to be scrolled. There is so much magic in how you scroll your text. People don't play with colors. People don't do much. Like, I really invite people to watch some of the videos I've been creating for my games, especially the more modern ones where I have some of the tricks that I use. Now again, I'm not the best creator, but at least I love using all sorts of things and literally everything that is possible at the same time for more impact. I like the face of the character, but again, if she could have been edited in here to use, some tears, it would probably have been better. And at the same time, the expression of fear, right? Like this is more like a fear expression, as if you've seen a ghost or you're terrified, instead of, just being suddenly struck by something painful. It can actually go, but I love how the character spins. Okay, so that was the bad ending. Okay, so now we are suddenly in the village or the town, because the town is specified. We are met with a similarly cheerful landscape, right? We no longer have night, this is day. And I don't know why people associate the night with a bad day or something like that. We have what looks like, according to RPG Maker, we have two kids, and I think this one is an adult, right? We have animated water, I see. So what's the moral of that story? So apparently we have two children listening to an adult, and the adult said a story. Now the use of this bench, and people are kind of too stuck in this thinking as well. This bench looks like the adult sits technically on this bench. People who create benches, they don't adapt them to RPG Maker specifically. So you as a person have to adapt them to your own. I've bought 100+ DLCs just to accustom them to my own use, to my own style, and well, I don't mind simply giving some money to creators, right? Because that wins me a lot of time. I'm the only one that works at my two big projects, so well, I have to win as much time as possible. If you look at the children attentively, you will see that they don't actually sit on the this looks more like a table rather than a bench, but if you are very attentive to details, like I am usually, you'll see that the feet of the characters are never at the edge of the tile. Okay, you will see that there are 5 pixels or so in between the feet and the such, and you can see that the shade of the bench or the table, looks more like a table to me, is below the feet of the characters, right? Which you have to take care of, okay? Like with some of these benches, I edited to, remove the shade, and usually benches that are this big, I use as tables instead, okay? So most likely the children have been told a story, right? So let's see. There's no moral, just the story of my life. Okay, so it's basically the same character. This time they look a bit cheerful. The girl doesn't seem too impressed, or wait a bit. Now, now I see something. I notice something awkward because I'm facing the face of the character. Um, they have the facial mark on this side, but it is shown on this side for the character. So I don't know if it's a mismatch or it was specifically intended so, but it's if they are facing you this way, right? The face mark should have been on this other part. Now, of course, RPG Maker probably doesn't allow you to put a face mark in here. It doesn't give you, full customization, but well, just as a sign that I usually don't miss the small details, and that's why I also offer myself as, someone who loves, analyzing other people's games and providing value, in the sense of constructive criticism. Okay, so the door opens and the character, okay, this is another thing that I do with my games. The character spawns here as if they were invisible here. Technically, it appears in a way correct because they come from the inside, right? What I do is I never do two tiled walls. Okay, I always do one tiled doors. If they are two tiled doors, yes, it is good to actually have your character appear from here, but I kind of prefer the door opening and the character coming from under the wall, technically, it gives a bit more sense of realism, because technically the door opens on the inside in this situation. So when the door opens on the inside, the character naturally would have to spawn from here, because you have to step backwards when you open the door. And yes, in case you think I'm too realistic, well, that's just the beginning. Okay, so the girl comes out. Oh, it's the same girl. Why are you telling them that? It was close enough. That's not what happened at all. Okay, some balloons for the characters would be very nice. Some sounds. There are many voice packs outside. You can use, well, modulated voices aren't necessarily good, because they're for free. You can find free softwares. You type some text and it pronounces the text in whatever way, but it sounds mechanical, so most likely that wouldn't look the best. Okay, a half a second wait here, because that's not what happened at all. Okay, they won't be saying that's not what happened at all. They will most likely say that's not what happened at all. Okay, or that's not what happened at all, right? These written in caps, but I like her expression anyways. Changed a bit here and there to make it better. Stop messing around and give me a hand. Okay, so they moved here in a diagonal. Okay, I like how the illusion of them being dragged is used with direction movement. They are moving upwards, but they are disallowed from changing direction, because if they would move up, they would automatically turn upwards, right? And then the character's face, indeed, like a terrified aspect, right? It's actually well done, right? Oh, there's a dog moving on the wall. Wait, what? Okay, now there was another visual aspect. The character actually steps on the table, which I usually disallow from happening. Now I'm not well, technically this looks like it's a single tile, so yes, but for the purpose of this, I would have made this part above the player, so that when she walks, she doesn't appear as if she's also walking on the table, right? All these little details and fine-tunings are what I'm always interested in. Okay, so we see, well, it's not a dog, I think it's a raccoon, or, well, probably a cat. I'd, I'd bet it's a cat. It also has an animation. Well, it doesn't seem to have an animation that much. Even with that rejection, they seem to get along so well. Yeah, well, the text is moved through a bit faster than it should be. Now, when you create videos, it's always good that you allow the text to be displayed for a period of time at least twice as long as you would need to read the text, because not everyone may read the text as fast as you can, and that kind of ruins the situation. Yes, it will make your video longer, but it ruins the situation when the viewer has to constantly stop, right, and go back, right? And if you constantly do this, they will simply lose interest, and they will most likely just go through it and not care about it. So do you think we learned something from that story? Maybe love comes in many different forms and ways. Okay, so we see what looks to be a male character, I'm guessing. Who came? Yes, finally some balloons. Oh, it is a he. Maybe he rejected her because she was already with this guy. Maybe this would have been better with caps lock, right? This guy discovers they're together inside that house, they'll be in trouble. Big trouble, maybe? He's looking for you, stop hiding. Okay. No, I don't wanna. Sweat. Oh, okay, so that is definitely heard. Most likely that would have been best in caps lock, because if it was, shouted, right? Caps lock would have been better. No, 1.5 seconds wait, right? It doesn't say no, I don't wanna, right? It's no, I don't wanna, okay? Then the children sweat both at the same time, and this means that they heard this, so most likely caps lock would have been better. Making so much noise won't help them stay hidden. And I love how, you know, the sound, right? I think it's blow 6 or blow 2. I don't remember exactly, blow 1, right? They're thrown here in the downed state, right? The one on the ground, and then they raise up. This action was way too fast, right? Which usually should be the case, but you know, it doesn't give too much realism, right? So they are thrown here. They should have stayed here for 1 second, at least 1 second and a half, maybe 2 seconds, then raised to the ground, and well, their horrified expression probably should have been put back to normal. I also saw the exclamation balloon marks on the children. Yes, it's not bad. Okay, the guy jumps in joy. Yes, this I also saw, but not too commonly used. Sweetheart, there you are. I came back just to reclaim my love for you. So this guy seems to be the charming guy. I won't take a no again. Feel my resolve. Okay, I love the guy's anger, and they also have this tsundere tooth. And the guy chases the other one like, don't you want one of my chocolates? Oh, that's so cute. So, is this kind of a Bara story? I mean, you know, like, I don't know if it's a gay story or something like that, but, well, everything is allowed in the world, so why not? I made them with love just for you. And now the girl comes out and says, Sai, now you know the real story. And she's kind of disappointed. And she goes back in the house, and the guys are befuddled. Okay, it's a short video. It ended like instantly, right? Like abruptly, but it delivered a short story, actually 2 stories. And it also has, you know, a rhetorical question, which is always good because it puts the, you know, the viewer's mind to question. And oh, for seed material, FSM, yes, one of the best tile sets to actually purchase. And it's good that it also has all these at the end. Good. Now let's see. So now I understand why this has so many votes, and I'm guessing it's actually the winner. Now, what I don't understand about, you know, RPG Maker contest is that I don't see any post that says, hey, this is the winner, this is not the winner. So I'm guessing is based on the amount of votes. So let's see. This one seems to be, this one is the second entry. It belongs to Azurose. And again, it's a love scene. And they have quite some votes, I can say. So let's actually dive into it and see. This one is a 4 minutes long, and let's actually lower the sound because it's gonna blow my ears. Now I don't know if people in the recording can actually feel it, but I can actually feel it in my ears. So the first second I felt some kind of military sounds, right? You know, drums, or as if a military parade is being prepared, and of course the BGS of a sound, which I think is Wind 1 in the, or something like that. Oh wait, Wind 1 is a sound environmental, no. Okay. For exactly 1 day, after which we will move out to the southern front. Understood? Now, I doubt soldiers would actually step, right, on the spot, right? Because soldiers would most likely stand still, right? The map is very simple, okay? And, well, it doesn't abound in anything special, but, well, it just goes to show that there are 2 possible ways, which for now they are just well, they are blocked for now. This is MZ for sure, because only MZ has this part, and most likely soldiers would write this in capitals. Again, yes, half a second wait, captain, because they don't say yes, captain in a single go. Oh my god, sound is so big. Wait, wait, wait. The text is so fast. It's been almost 2 years since I've last been home. Lent. I don't know who this... Ah, okay, Michael. So this is probably one of the soldiers. And they're probably speaking to another one close to them. Alright. I sure hope Lucia received my letters. Move out. Okay, so they're moving out. So they are in a town right now. At least there are two animated characters. Welcome to Lent, sir. Ah, okay, so Lent is not a character, okay? And the, the brackets were to show that the character was speaking to themselves. I usually use asterisks to show that the character is speaking to themselves, and I also saw someone else doing that, so I don't know if it's commonly used. Okay. So Mayor Earl, welcome to Lent, sir. We again have a second wait. We were expecting you a bit later, but no matter. We've prepared the inn for you and your company. Maybe an exclamation mark. Rest assured, we will do everything we can to make your stay as pleasant as possible. Now I think I could make fine use of these falling petals and the such. Now I'm not sure if these are animated doodads, because for some reason my project wouldn't allow doodads. So that's kind of sad. But I made my own animations regardless. Wait. Common mistake so many people do. They simply go through the text so fast. We appreciate your hospitality. Okay? Look at those cool metal suits. It's called armor, really. Now before I let you all go, let's set up some ground rules. Firstly, no one leaves the town for more than a couple of miles. Wait. No one leaves the town for more than a couple of miles. When you say no one leaves the town for, that automatically requires temporal aspect, okay? No one goes outside the town for more than a couple of miles, okay? Because when you leave the town, you usually leave the town for good, and that also implies that you leave the town for an extended period of time. And when you say no one leaves the town for, that always implies a temporal aspect. So it's like no one leaves the town for more than 2 hours, or any other such aspect. So no one goes out of town probably for more than a couple of miles, okay? Or no one goes more than a couple of miles outside the town, okay? This could be a good this could be a good way of reformulating this. All right. And okay, characters are static. Secondly, do not cause any problems for, and again, too fast. Okay, you want your text to be as slow as possible so that even slow English readers can read it, because you want to make your video enjoyable. You have spent days creating it, and you're not delivering it in a good way. It means that people probably won't enjoy it. But again, it got quite some votes, so, well, apparently people just enjoyed it. But again, I kind of feel people are too stuck in, mindsets that are, very simple, and, stories that are made in such a plain and simple way. People don't seem to add a lot of depth to their stories. Again, these have to be 5 minutes long videos, not like mine, which ended up as 10. But again, I worked towards it, never tested it. I tested it at the end, and I realized it was 10 minutes long, and well, it's good because I still had some new stuff to add, but okay. Alright, secondly, do not cause any problems to the townfolk, not for the townfolk. Okay, we're guests and we'll act as such. Okay, we'll act as guests, but if you act as guests, why do you say don't cause any problems to the townsfolk? And why are you saying this as an army captain? Like, I'm sure the mayor most likely instructed the people in this. Like, this thing, I don't think it was needed, but okay. Finally, we all meet again here tomorrow morning. Really now? Be at your absolute best. Wait. I'm guessing... Oh wait, the army captain is not speaking to the civilians, they're just speaking to the soldiers. Oh, okay. Yes, sir, I guess, not just sir, and caps because they're exclaiming it. I suggest we all head to the inn and take it from there. Let's go. I suggest, well, you'll rarely see an army captain say I suggest, expecting, except when they are in, in the war front and they're just more like in a tough situation. Alright, they're all moving away in a column. Okay, and the Michael the soldier meets. Oh, so Lent, I'm guessing, is the hometown of the soldier. So great to see you. It's really been a while, isn't it? It has. I hope you and your family are doing okay. Speaking of which, you can probably guess what I'm about to ask. Probably some, different facial expressions for the character, like closed mouth and the such, because, well, the only thing you can change the most is the mouth and the eyes, but the eyes are covered by the helmet. Of course, you want to know where my sister is. That's hardly a surprise. You guys haven't seen each other in 2 years. And it's also kind of weird that you meet such cheerful characters. Usually people are, especially in the Middle Ages, they are more ignorant than this. I doubt anyone would be happy that, a person of a different gender wants to see their sister. Anyway, she's currently out delivering some vegetables to a town over. Wait, I don't understand that. She told me you should go and meet her at your usual spot, wherever that might be. But how does she know? Well, they came earlier, so this can't be true because, well, if they came earlier, I doubt she's staying there and as an NPC and waiting for you. Like in a game, it can happen because it usually happens, right? And, well, in reality, it wouldn't, but okay. Our usual spot. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell you. All I know is that she's expecting you around midnight. Okay, so probably she knows they came earlier. That's a possibility. It's alright, I think I know what she meant. Thanks, Sefi. Okay. Okay, I like the fire sound, right? Save the gratitude for later. Seems like you've got some other things to take care of, huh? Seems... Ah, yeah, that ha can be put after that. Talk to you later. Okay, and they're moving away at speed 4. Even all that night training hasn't changed you at all, has it? I would use asterisks to show that the character is speaking to themselves, probably a different color, and if you can, most likely even italics. The soldiers settled in and eventually earned some time to themselves, for themselves. Okay, you earn something for yourself, not to yourself. Alright. Shortly after midnight. Okay, so the love scene, I guess it comes. Okay, we have nice piano music. The character actually turns towards the soldier. And now, really now, I doubt you would actually move as a soldier outside. But honestly, well, technically you're a soldier, but I doubt you'd actually move in full armor. And at the same time, you can't sneak out in full armor because it makes a whole bunch of noises. And it's awfully noisy. And, well, okay. And it's rainy outside, which isn't bad. Oh, Lucia. She kind of looks like her sister, but at least I like that she has, the angled chin. It kind of gives more of an impression of a female. I almost thought you weren't... Wait, what? Really now? I'm not a slow English reader, but I don't mind allowing the full text to show and then simply read it because, well, I almost thought you weren't going to make it. As if I was going to let anything come between us, not this. Because this is singular and between requires plural. Okay? It's, always make sure that you're gonna, do your English well, because you don't want to meet those grammar Nazis. Okay, I'm not judging people. English might not be the primary language of a lot of people, but unless you learn some of the subtleties, it won't be too good, because even the quality of your text, the way you deliver your words is good, because if people see that you have mistakes, many will simply take it as you're not being serious enough about your work, right? And when you create a game, you're gonna work a long time for that, right? So most likely you will want your game to be enjoyable to your viewers, right? So this shows singular, and between always requires at least two. So it's plural. So are you going to let me see your face, or is this more of a leave it up to the imagination deal? Well, I like her expression. And, well, yeah, they're kind of looking differently, but if he would show his face, they would preferably watch one another. Had this thing on for so long, you kind of forget it's there. Yeah, that's right. This any better? Well, as I said, if you look at someone's face, the characters would better look one at the other. You really don't look that much different than when you first left, really now. First left the village. Now, I'm not sure. Let's actually check. I'm not sure. Starry Night. Ah, music. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm guessing this is ordered from somewhere. I'm not sure exactly. RPG plugins. Okay, community basic. Message sound effects. I think this one is for the sounds, because you don't have any sounds when the text appears. And I'm quite curious if this one gives different sounds, because I would actually use it to give different sounds to different characters, but again, that would mean extra work, so no thanks. I'm already doing extra work. When you first left the village, okay. I still see that little boy that got stuck in the well because he saw something shiny, and don't go there. How can I not? The look on your face alone is worth bringing it up every single time. The girl seems to be reserved, which is kind of what I like. Using a different face set can actually go well, like open mouth, so that you actually show that she's speaking. I guess it wasn't my brightest move, or whatever that was. So more importantly, you're leaving again tomorrow, aren't you? Oh, okay, so this time she is sad. Okay. And then you're off to fight another battle in this war that literally no one asked for. I knew this was coming. I know that it's dangerous and that this might just be the result of some petty squabble between some lords. But I want to protect you and your sister, your mother, all the people of land. I can't let enemy soldiers come into our village. This is for your future. Kind of blunt in a way to put it, but the piano music in the background makes up for it. Never ask me if that's what I wanted, you just left. We were worried sick. Sick worried. Or dead worried. When you have such expressions, the adjective goes first, like, dead afraid, right? Sick afraid, right? Here, sick worried, okay. It's an inversion, or at least that's how I learned English. But the piano music is enjoyable. Have you ever considered that I don't even want to think about a future with you not in it? What kind of future would that be? Not what kind of future is that? Well, it can also go like this, but what kind of future would that be? Okay, because you want it to be also a bit rhetorical. You don't ask that question in the present, right? Or, since it's all about the present tense in here, you can actually say what kind of future will that be. Okay, will instead of would. But you can also use would, right? Because if you use would, you show that you also thought about that in the past, right? Because he's been away for 2 years, right? So she hasn't seen him for 2 years, and probably that at least, right? Because he may have gone. Wait, I don't remember exactly. She said he's been in the war for 2 years, and we also know that he left her, right, to go in the war, but he didn't go in the war straight away, right? He just went to training, probably, right? And, well, that's one way to put it. So, most likely, at least 2 years, she hasn't seen him. We can see that she cares for him quite a lot, which is actually good. And, well, another point is that, well, she had enough time to worry about that, okay? Now, when you arrange trees, you know, you could have put stems, here so that you show that the forest goes upwards as well, or, not necessarily the trees kept in a single line, right? You could have them a bit spread, in different patterns, but this is not bad anyways, just as, tips, okay? I knew if I brought that up, okay? But wait, to bring up means to raise a child. Or, yes, you can also bring a topic up. Okay, because you have upbringing, which means to be raised. And if I had brought up that I was planning on leaving, you'd vehemently vote against it. Yes, in a way. Something I felt. Well, this expression kind of makes the character look rather dumbstruck than normal, but okay. It's something I felt like I had to do. You can't imagine a future without me, but I can assure you I don't feel any different towards you. Exclamation. Then why? I can't say when I'll return either. It could be weeks, months, or perhaps even years. Well, I would reformulate this in I can't say when I'll return, if I'll ever return. When I return, if I'll ever return. Because, well, when you say it could be weeks, months, or perhaps years, well, you're assuming that you're gonna come back from a war, which you never know what happens. But I'll be happier knowing that I secured the safety of the people I love, okay? We should stop arguing. If this is truly the last time we'll see each other for a long while, I want it to count. Well, I doubt she would be filled with melancholy when she says this. Like, I bet she would be filled with more emotion towards, I don't know, doing something, right? Like, I don't know, hugging, caressing, things like that. Now, I wouldn't go as far as, most likely they would fuck, but okay, that's human nature, so you shouldn't look at this as something bad. I don't know if you're one of those folks who feels bad towards such things, or you act awkwardly if you hear such expressions or the such, but I'm simply freely speaking, so I will always present any idea because each idea is worth mentioning. Okay, finally she has a smile. Promise I'll come back soon. Exclamation mark, maybe. Also now we see her alone, waiting there. Oh, and time passes away, now it's winter. Don't know why I kept my hopes up the past year. Tell you I wasn't going. Oh, and eventually he comes back. Oh, okay. Oh, wait a bit. There's a difference in here. He has, I think, a scar, and he now has a bit of some hair, if I remember correctly. Let's actually go back. Oh, so the character actually changed. Now that's an interesting point. Okay, he didn't have the scars, right? It just goes to show that the character, he seems a bit more mature, so yes, it's also a good thing. These little details actually count a lot for people, but unfortunately many people are just ignorant and most likely they wouldn't, make any observation, but well, okay, and they are happy and they most likely hug. The fade-ins and the fade-outs are actually a very good play. With the war at an end, nothing was going to ever stand between them again. Oh, okay, they just show a little heart. And yes, it's nice. Oh, they also show these, not only in the comment section below, but they also show this. Well, quite warming. The music, the background music was quite interesting. I think there were three. Oh wait, they actually said there are three of these. I don't know Ufulka, who they are, if they are a group or they are a person. Most likely, they, the person or the persons who made this little short commissioned, okay, the music from them. A short episode, well, lengthier one, 4 minutes, but at least it was nice. These kind of shorts aren't necessarily my type because I can't create short stuff. I'm always about complex, intricate, and lengthy things which have, you know, an abundance of details and such. So here we are with the third one, an entry belonging to Emelian. Is it 65 or 85? No, it's 65. Yes, I have 3 meters distance from the monitor, so it's at times not easy to read letters or numbers that are similar. So they don't seem to have been using too many either. 3 plugins, okay, base resources. So we seem to have another platform somewhere in space, and we seem to have this background. Okay, so Weather EX by Mock Hunter, could that be maybe? Oh, and it also says edits in here. Okay, so let's see. A 3 minutes 44 video, so let's see what it has to offer. So it's made in MV, just like my video. Okay, so we start with a BGM called, I think, Dungeon 4, if I remember correctly. It's a typical, well, base resource. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we have a scrolling text, which is, I think, at speed 2, which is kind of fast for people to read. Usually I put scrolling text at speed 1. The ancient tales of our people explain. Thousands of years ago, the gods of the sun and moon descended on this mortal realm, upon or on, yes, this mortal realm, to seal away the corrupted goddess of all, who was bent, a T, not bend. Bend is the first form, you use bent. Okay, the second form is bend, bent, bent, on destroying humanity. To make it even more, impactful, you could say this bent on destroying all humanity. Okay, it sounds more impacting. Okay, by creating the grades of the seals, they may maintain the goddess away. Okay, so I'm guessing English is not the person's main language, but we'll focus more on the story. At the same time, we will provide help in case they ever use this in a game, right? And they want to do the necessary corrections. Okay, so maintain. Okay, it's M-A-I-N. Okay, maintain the goddess. You don't maintain away. Okay, you contain if you want to keep someone locked, right? Or you simply seal. Okay, by creating the grates, I don't know if this is actually a word, of the seals, they contained the goddess. Okay, the goddess was contained by their creation of the seals. You can actually reformulate this so that it looks a bit more poetical, and there is a punctuation mark missing here. Why would beings as powerful, one single L, as gods save us, lowly beings that we are, from the fate of uttermost destruction? Well, question mark, because this is a rhetorical question. We may never know. Okay, not a bad beginning. And we also have these beautiful flowing things, okay, that fall. This could be, I don't know, they could be fairies, they could be whatever. This would be interesting. This would be an interesting resource to add to my own. Okay. God of the Moon. Oh, okay. So these are just, I think, this is technically a base resource if I call it correctly. I guess anyone could make that mistake without a bit of context. Now, let me see. Message, core, and ext base resources. What was that? Message sound effects, I think, by Galv. Because, you know, those sounds in RPG Maker you don't have sounds for text as it unveils. And I think this is more like Undertale thingy. Like, I don't know, but that game gives me the impression that, you know, so many of the RPGs now have this passion for sounds for the text unveiling. I'm not crying for that because I already add voice lines to the characters. Well, not full voice lines, I'm using voice packs, so I adapt some of my quotes to those. And when there is no such thing as that, I use different other sounds like sighs and the such. Um, Question mark here? Should we enlighten them on what probably capital or non-capital W and capitally written really on what really happened? Okay. Okay, we have a screen scroll. Okay, a quick succession of animations. Oh my gosh, why does everyone have this passion for white writing? No one uses colored writing. I mean, this background is a bit painful to read white on, at least for some people. And why not put the writing down? Because, well, oh wait, it's those pop-up. Wait, it's those pop-ups, right? The message core, or I don't know exactly, the one that was also used, I think, in here, you know, where the wait, was it in here? Nope, not in here. This one had it. Yes, this one, the pop-ups. They also always pop up around the character. They no longer preserve their original location. And typically so fast, they go so fast through the text. There, it's done. Okay. So these are the two deities, I guess. This one definitely is the deity of the moon because I recognize this asset. I think this is a purchased asset. I don't know if this is base game, but okay. Why are we sealing your mother away? Oh, so the goddess of all is the goddess of moon's mother. Okay. And in a pocket dimension, isn't she like the goddess of all or something? Okay. Okay, finally. Finally someone who uses breaks in here. And I don't know if this T should be written in capital. Something. Finally someone that uses these breaks in the text like I do. And well, here a comma would have been great, and this or, you know, one space here so that, you know, it's both lines start at the same place. She was being irrational. Suspension marks, probably. She didn't want you to marry the demon lord of the sun. Oh, okay. Situation's becoming contorted. This magnificent demon lord. Oh, okay. Okay, so they're actually speaking about themselves. You're not just a demon lord. Ah, ain't that cute. So we should let her cool down in a timeout. Cool down, I think here it would go best in two different words, because when you say calm down or cool down, they are two different words. When you use it in a single word, it's the cooldowns that you have for skills. Okay. timeout, he says. Okay, so I had an impression that the other one is male, apparently. Well, you never know. Wait, let's see. Ah, God of the Moon. Oh, okay. Well, technically you can use this picture as a deity, a male deity or a female deity, doesn't matter. Oh, okay, so this technically is another gay story, or, homosexual or whatever you want to call it. Wait, I really want to see this part again because it's... Now, the jumping could have been paired so well with sounds, Wind 7 sounds. For example, the sound environmental named Wind 7. It's a base resource. Okay, this magnificent. Uh, now this AKA is written with, you know, point after it, right? Um, A point, K point, A point, and I would write these in small letters, right? Not capital letters. And I would say this in capital letters because they're saying about themselves, right? It's their own pride. It's like AKA this magnificent demon lord, right? Or you can say AKA this magnificent, right? And you write this one in capitals, demon lord. Or you can go full narcissistic and say this magnificent demon lord, right? All in caps lock. You are not just not a demon lord here. You are not just any demon lord, and preferably written in capitals. You are my demon lord. Okay, so we should let her cool down in the timeout. If we are to put this a bit more ironical, it's like, how about we let her cool down, okay, to different words, in a timeout. Cool down for a while, for a bit. Timeout is not good. Is not good in here because timeout, it's more like a break out of something that's going on, but like more of a contest or something like that. You could say if you want to use timeout, you can say how about we give her a timeout, okay? That's one way to put it. Okay, now apparently you can actually choose the speed for these as they go, which is interesting. So this is the last one, right? Correct. After we destroy it, we can place the seal. For the next millennia or so, she won't be a problem. She won't be a problem for the next millennia. Usually these structures are placed at the end. In English, it's imperative that the subject is always the first in a sentence and the predicate is the second place in the sentence, because English is a subject-predicate complement language, which means that subject always falls on the first place, the predicate has to be on the second one, and then you have the continuation, right? The complement is afterwards, okay? She won't be a problem to us, okay, to accentuate the point, right? She won't be a problem to us because you want to accentuate the fact that, the two want to be together, right? For the next millennia or so, right? So, if you ever feel a need for someone to go through your text and correct it or make, improvements, well, feel free to ask me, okay? You can scroll down below to my own video. My itch.io name is Anwufen, and you will find it as the last entry on this page, okay? I'm not gonna comment on that one. I'm gonna make a series out of these videos because I don't want to create videos that are too lengthy, okay? Alright, so let's see. But she's still able to hear and see. To accentuate this even more, you can say, but she's still capable, okay, of, if you use capable, you use of, she's still capable of hearing and seeing us, okay? You can use us again to accentuate even more that they want to be together, right? Because after all, this is a love scene, right? Okay, So capable is always used with of. Now you will see a lot of people use capable too, but usually it is used with of, or at least that's how I learned my own English. Right, mom. Wait. Uh, wouldn't this be a question mark because they're asking, right, mom? Wait, she was sealed in here. When you ask, right, mom, wouldn't you ironically and sarcastically look at the sealed being? She doesn't sound too happy. Nope. She doesn't sound too happy at being sealed with being sealed. Okay, that's how it goes. She doesn't sound too happy with being sealed. Okay, not at. You're not happy at something. You're happy about something. You're happy with something. Okay, I'm happy with having you. I'm happy. Well, you can use of, but no, you can't. Yeah, that doesn't go too well. You're happy with something, or you can say you're happy about something or about someone. Okay, but you're not happy at something, or at least I have never heard it used in this way. Now, what some other people might do with a different language, right, is, as I've been saying, English is not always the primary language of many people, is they might adapt the way things are pronounced, and the structure of their own language to the English language, which is not necessarily the right way because, well, you're gonna end up with these ways of pronunciation, and you definitely don't want people to pick on you because your English is not good, right? Thanks for helping me against okay, against her, uh, helping me fight her, helping me against her, uh, to make things, wait, not necessarily dramatic, but even more impactful. Okay, you can say thanks for being on my side. Okay, because you can see how powerful words are, right? It's a love contest. Okay, right? So it's a love scene, right? Thanks for being on my side, right? Thanks for keeping my side. Okay, against her, right? This sounds more powerful. And exclamation mark, right? And a heart above them would have been the best because you want to show appreciation, right? No problem. Uh, Instead of no problem, when you say the no problem without an exclamation mark, and when you say no problem, it's kind of it didn't matter. Okay, it's synonymous to it didn't matter. Okay, you can say instead always a pleasure. It's like always a pleasure. Okay, it's always much better. Okay, because it's a love scene, right? You don't want two blunt characters to imitate a scene of love. You want them to have emotion. Okay, even if it is two females, right, or if it is two males, right, so homosexual aspect, it doesn't really matter. Okay, it doesn't matter what your characters are. Okay, they can be tentacle characters in a hentai, they can be male characters in a gay or bara story, whatever they're called, or two female characters in a lesbian story, or male female, right? You have to show the emotion, right? Because that's what people want. But so many people are stuck in this mindset that everything goes on uh, in the watcher's mind. No, never ever do that. Okay, I can never accept that. I don't want things to be just stiff, right? Some characters staying as pictures there and nothing changes, nothing moves. There is literally no, screen tint, no screen shake, no sounds, no nothing, right? As if I'm just watching some pixels on the ground, on the screen, right? I don't want to do that. I want the viewer to be captivated because if you don't captivate them, they will enter ignorant mode. You want to pull people out of their ignorance. You want to show them a world. You don't want them to dream their own world, okay? Because you don't want them to dream of a world while they are viewing your world, because that goes to show your world is not good enough to them. If you allow someone to dream about something, right, it's the main aspect of school, right? Teachers tell you about certain things about life, but they're so boring that children will always think about something else. You don't want that to happen with your game, right? because you're working towards it. It's your child. You're nourishing it, okay? You're making it become better and better, but you don't want others to become bored of it, because, well, if they become bored of it, they will simply start imagining all sorts of things, and, well, if their mind leaves, they won't pay attention to your creation. That's the point. I'm not a vampire. I'm not interested in vampirizing a person's time, right? But if they're interested in, investing in my game, at least I captivate them and keep them in the game as much as possible. And I keep them through genuine aspects, not through ads and, installing all sorts of consumerism and thoughts, okay, and the such, right? Oh, and I actually got a glimpse of a 9-9, right? It's a mirror hour. Okay, so let's actually keep up with it. So let's see. Light bulb, okay. Hey, just to make sure, we do have the blessings of your brothers. Right? You could add a right in here with a half a second wait before, right? And then you put comma and right. You put this we do have in here because it will fit perfectly, and then the blessings of your brothers, half a second wait, comma, right? Because you want the implication of the other character, right? And you want the player to feel as if they're also asked for that and they want the answer. That is why you ask questions that make the player, right, feel involved, as if they're also asked, right? As if they are there in between the characters, right? I mean, you in such a talk, you wouldn't want the character to feel like they're almost in a threesome, right, or in a foursome with the characters, right? You are in there, savoring the action, not just wondering on how things might develop. No, 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 no. You want them to be present there, right? That is why the power of the word is immense. If you learn how to use words correctly, you will get the best stories, or at least far better stories. Because this is just blunt, okay? Too blunt, too little emotion, okay? One thing at a time. One thing at a time. One thing at a time, okay? Or each thing at its own time, okay? Each thing at its own time would sound as if the character is wiser, okay? But the expression is one thing at a time, okay? Now let's see. Okay, are you sure this complicated seal is necessary? Question mark. Okay, and here it could have gone well with a second wait or a second and a half. It is only a timeout, right? I don't know what this timeout refers to. Okay, timeouts, yes, it kind of means time is out for someone, time is over for someone, right? Or a temporary break. Because when you say timeout, you're saying that you're sealing that person for a specific amount of time after which you intend to liberate them, right? Just like a timeout is, for example, in a competition, right? You say timeout, right? You take a break, which you know is short, right? And the competition will continue, right? You don't say a timeout at the end of the competition, right? Technically, it's still a timeout because the competition, if you say it's a timeout, the competition is bound to happen again, okay? But timeout is usually something very short. Like, I don't know, you have a chess game or you have a competition that lasts a long time and someone asks for a timeout because they need to go to the bathroom or something like that, right? It's usually 5 minutes long timeouts, right? Like in a boxing contest, right? The timeout is usually 1 minute and a half, something like that, in between the rounds. This is the minimum that can be used against her. Hey, just asking. Okay, this is the first time I'm sealing the goddess of all. Sorry, and it is written, yes, with a smaller text. Now look at this, okay? You have a bright background, which is very good, okay? But white, like, really use a different color, okay? Or at least make the background of the box colored in a different way, like I would say a green, or better said a yellow, because it does a contrast with this indigo, or well, blue indigo. Sorry could have been used with punctuation, suspension marks, right? This is the family, no punctuation mark. You'll be joining. Okay, so that would be punctuation marks because the idea is continued, and then punctuation marks at the beginning to show that the idea is continued. That sounds good to me. Okay, not goo, it sounds good to me. Nothing like performing an overly complicated seal every few millennia as a bonding exercise was misspelled. Again, punctuation marks, every time you continue an idea on a different line, you use exclamation marks at the end of the part, and then when you continue the idea, you put exclamation marks before so that you show the idea is continued. Few millennia as a bonding exercise, right? So exercise without a C, right? So is EX, X. So let's actually open another tab and exercise, right? It's something like this, okay? So it's without the C. Without the CS, and it's CS, okay? CS here, right? As you can see here. All right. Another little mistake spotted and corrected. Well, if the person or persons really need this in a game, that's probably gonna serve them well, because, well, now they can have the spelling corrected, especially if English is not their main language. And yes, look, see, now right was actually used, right? So you are actually calling a bit the attention of the viewer. Every few millennia, I knew you'll fit right in with my family. Not you'll fit in or fit right, okay? Fit right in with my family, you don't necessarily have to use this. I knew you'll fit with my family, okay? To fit in means to stick something inside of something else, okay? A small piece into something bigger, like a puzzle, okay? When you have all the pieces and the last one is missing and you fit that in, okay? Because fit shows that something is finally adapted to something else, okay? It goes perfectly inside, right? So you either fit in with my family or you fit right with my family, okay? You could change this to escape, from this part, to ditch this part and say something like, I knew you'd, okay? Not future. You never use future with the past, right? You have you would, right? I knew you would be a good fit for my family, okay? Um, this goes a bit better, and never use will, which is future, with past, okay? In English there is a tense called future in the past, which is represented by would, okay? I knew you would fit in with my family, if you want to put it like this, okay? Was that an actual smile? Now you are spoiling me. Now I feel spoiled. It could go actually well because this guy seems to be the narcissistic one that wants all the attention on them. Now I feel spoiled, okay? This sounds probably simpler when you say now I feel spoiled, but it is a rewarding speak, okay? A rewarding quote, because when you say now I feel spoiled, okay, you are actually acknowledging, okay, the fact that the other one is spoiling you, okay? So it's like an invitation, right? You're accepting them in your own life. If this is what I get from helping you sealing away your family, again, punctuation, I'll gladly seal away all of my in-laws. Really? Then I should think on more ways to compensate you. Compensate? No, 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 no. Compensate is not the good word in here. To compensate for something, okay, or to reward, okay. You might want to say to reward you. I don't know why I would have a suspicion that the designer is Romanian, or something that, you know, has very similar word, okay, because in Romanian we have recompensă, so, you know, it's a similar word to compensate. Okay, I think when the characters are talking to one another, this one should actually be facing the other one. You know, like, I know they're looking at this crystal, but probably they would want, you know, to look downwards as well. Then I should think on more ways to compensate you, to reward you, okay? Because when you say you compensate for, you want to compensate for something, okay, you've not done enough. That's what you want to say. But here it's kind of the opposite, okay? Okay, hard. We need to be quick then. Wait a bit. Too fast. Text. Need to be quick then. I want to be compensated. I want to be rewarded. Okay. We need to be quick then. You know, punctuation mark. I want to be rewarded. Or you can say I don't mind. Okay, you want to be a bit narcissistic. Okay, it's like you're pretending you actually care, right? It's like, I don't know how the character is shaped, right? I'm just giving some points because I don't have any background story of the characters. Okay, so this is the baka moment. Okay, baka. But I'm your idiot. At least I'm your idiot. Okay, you could say at least I'm your idiot. No, you're my husband. Oh, okay. Husbando. Okay. Zip it, mom. Shut it. Then you have half a second wait time, preferably. Then comma and mom. Okay. Okay, so quick succession of animations. I don't know how they're made to go that fast. And they also seem to have their sound distorted. So we had Darkness 2. I think this is Darkness 1. Okay, we have some screen shakes, which is actually very good. And then we have Dungeon 4 again. And the text is awfully fast. And then when we arrived home, that's enough. You are not fun. You are no fun. Not fun. Okay? You are no fun. And usually it's preferable that you write it without the A, right, in a single word. You are no fun, and punctuation marks. Okay, and don't use that with a smile, okay, with the grin. Now, if I remember correctly, these only have one face, so yeah, it might be a bit difficult because these are custom faces, so they usually come with a single face. By the way, wasn't she supposed to bring forward like the destruction of humanity or something? Something like, I know this like can be used in this situation, but usually you want to use it with something to bring forward, like if you want to use it like this to bring forward suspension marks, and then you have a 2-second breaks, 2-second break in the text showing, right? And then like half a second wait, comma, the destruction of humanity or something, right? Because he's gonna sound something like, by the way, again a short break here. Wasn't she supposed to bring forwards, you know, break, like you can also add right? The destruction of humanity or something. There was a prophecy, yes. That's, I think, the reason why humanity thinks we saved them. Oh, okay, that's an interesting twist. Well, they'll get to live a bit longer, no big deal. Right, no big deal. Okay, quite an interesting one, a short one. At least it didn't have those, you know, typical juicy I love you scenes in which, you know, almost serenades and cuddles and hugs, but unfortunately in RPG Maker, unless you make it, you know, custom, you don't have characters cuddling one another. So, well, all this being said, I think I'm gonna wrap this video for now because I have a feeling that it's going to become lengthy and, you know, given the fact that I provide quite some value to people, I kind of don't mind, simply making it in small bits, okay? So all this being said, hopefully you liked it, and hopefully this served to your improvement. You are appreciated. Feel free to view my account and my YouTube account at Pharyngean Board Introspection Protocols if you're interested in seeing some of the content I create. I also have, amongst others, several videos of the game projects that I'm working, mainly one of them. The other one doesn't have much shown. So all this being said, you are appreciated. Take care. Pharyngean Board signing out.